Hello, my name is Azmaram. My final project was to design a model-driven embedded system software for automated exterior-only car wash machine. So just to give basic introduction, a car wash machine usually have between 6 to 8 different steps or processes. The first step is usually called pre-soak, which is applying soap and some type of detergent for deep cleaning. Then the next step or state is scrubbing. The car gets scrubbed, or the exterior body of the car gets scrubbed. And then usually the next step is high power washing to remove all the dirt and grime. The next step is usually rinsing to remove the dirt. And then wax gets applied. And then the car gets, once again, it gets rinsed. And then finally it goes to the dry state for drying, and finally the car leaves. So my project is to design a software for that type of machine. So here the car, once the machine is, when it's started, it's in the started state, and usually it's in the idle state until a car arrives. Once the car arrives, it goes to the apply soap state, where soap is applied for a certain time, and once the timer times out, the car goes to the scrubbing state, and for a certain time the car gets scrubbed, and once the timer times out, and then it goes to the rinse state, and all the dirt gets rinsed, and once the times out, it goes to the wax state, and wax gets applied for a certain time. And when the timer times out, it goes back to the rinse state to get rinsed one final time for final rinse. And then once the rinse is done, it goes to the dry state to dry for a certain time. And when the drying is finished, it goes back to the idle state and waits for the machine waits for another car to arrive. And this is what I attempt to build. So let me run the project. So here, go to this one. Okay. So here, so my the way I simulate car arrival is I put car ready, and then it goes to the soap state, and then once the soap is done, it goes to the scrubbing state. So the boxes are representing the states. Go to the wax state, and then rinse, and then final rinse, and then drying, and wait for another car to arrive. So another car arrives, and then I put car ready, and then do the same soap state, and then scrubbing state, and then the rinse state, and then goes to the wax state, and then goes for the final rinse state, and then finally the dry state. So basically do the same thing, car ready, the same state, the same thing. So I have the display also showing a basically indicator of what states what state the car is at, as you can see in the following presentation. So I also implemented the terminal window to talk to the Node.js TCP server, so I can send command to start the car washing process from the TCP server by entering car ready. So it starts the process of car washing, the soap, applying soap, scrubbing, and then rinsing, waxing, and then back to rinsing, and then drying process. I can do this. So Wi-Fi send washing done. Then go to here, and then I can start again. Car ready.